So in order to be able to write our chemical equations, we have to be able to write chemical formulas. And we actually all learned how to do this in December, but that was a really long time ago, so I want to do a refresher method. When we write chemical formulas, we have to make sure that the charges balance. If I have a +1 and a -1, then that's fine. They balance out, and it's great. If I have a +2 and a -1, I'm going to need 2 of those -1s so that they add up to 0. And you can see this example underneath step 1, where it tells you what the charges are. We're going to do some practice problems in just a moment. We also would need to be able to name those compounds. So when I read that I have magnesium chloride, I know that I'm dealing with magnesium and chlorine, and I can write out those compounds. So we're going to do this via the crisscross method, which means I'm just going to take the charges of each element and swap them. If they are the same number or can simplify, I'm going to leave them there. So we're going to do this I'm going to show you how to do this with this screen sketch. I have a purple pen, and I'm going to be able to write on the screen. So first things first, here's our example. We're going to do the first 4 boxes together to just give you some examples of what things are going to look like, and then you're going to do the rest on your own. I'm going to try and post an answer key probably midday Saturday, maybe Sunday, or even Monday, so you can see what the answers look like so that you get the effects and the practice of it. So up on these top right-hand corners, for all of our compounds, we have the charge, right? So if it's just a plus or just a minus, we can imagine there's a 1 there, just like if you have x in math class, you know that's 1x. Other times we'll have -2, -3, negative, so it's telling us the charge. So with the crisscross method, I give the charge, whatever number is here, to here, right? So H and OH are going to cancel each other out because they're both 1, so I can write HOH, or, as many of you are probably more familiar, H2O, right? So the way that we would name this is hydrogen hydroxide, because that is the name of the OH, right? So that's a little bit of a weird one, but we're going to keep going down. So NH4 plus OH minus. So I give the 1 here to the NH4. I give the 1 from the NH4 to the OH minus. So this is going to be NH4OH, right? So they cancel each other out. -1 plus 1 is equal to 0. And this is called ammonium hydroxide. All right, so let's get into some that are a little more complicated, which is why we're going to go to the next column. So we're going to do CO3, this is carbonate, and H+. So carbonate has a 2 charge, hydrogen has 1. So I'm going to take this 2 and give it to hydrogen, and the 1 I'm going to give it to carbonate. So what this looks like is whenever I give the number, I'm going to put it below. So H2, right, that 2 came from the carbonate, I gave it to the hydrogen, CO3, right? And this is called hydrogen carbonate. So the last one has even more that we have to take into consideration. So again, we have carbonate, so it's a 2, so I'm going to give the 2 to the NH4, and then NH4 has a plus, so I'm going to give that to the carbonate. But when I give this 2 to the NH4, I need to give it to the whole thing, not just to the H, not just to the N. So what we have to do is we have to put the whole thing in parentheses. NH4, and I want 2 of them, CO3, right? And this is ammonium carbonate. So hopefully with those, you feel a little more comfortable with what's going on. There's going to be a total of, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16 more. So you're going to practice 16 more times. I'll post the answer sheet. If you need more instructions, more questions, send me a Schoology message, send me an email. Let me know if you have questions. I'm happy to answer them, and hopefully this helps you just a little bit more understand what we're doing. All right,